that.
Natalie, in Medicaid, of course, and West Virginia has had like 150,000 people to Medicaid because of ACA. People like your daughter cannot be denied coverage. Key provisions of the Affordable Care Act. The ACA was passed in 2009. Both Senators Byrd and Rockefeller voted for it.
Okay.
Would you have voted for it?
Well, I mean, we talked about this before. The fact is I didn't have a chance to vote for it. I didn't have a chance to debate it exactly what we're debating right now. You know, I would have offered amendments, and I would have offered to make this bill better. The question is now, this is the real question, not the 2010 question that's 4 years ago. The question is, what will I do now, and how will I work to make it better for West Virginians? And as I've said, I will work to have competition. I will repeal the employer mandate. I'll stand up to protect and expand the expansion of Medicaid, and I'll protect children with pre-existing conditions, women who have had breast cancer, keeping 26-year-olds on their parents' insurance. That's what I will do now, and that's what we need to be looking forward. Keep fighting the battles of the past.
And I understand that, and that's why we've talked about many of the things we've talked about this morning. I do think, though, and you and I go round around this, I do think this is a legitimate question because this campaign is about establishing what are the differences between you and Shelley Moore Capito, which, we've done some of that this morning. Capito voted against ACA. She voted, as you pointed out, 40 or 50 times to repeal ACA. So here's an opportunity for you to say, here's a difference between me and Capito, because if I were in the Senate, I would have voted for it or I would have voted against it. It's a clear question.
And you're right. Congresswoman Capito is not being honest about the consequences that those votes have. You cannot vote 54 times to repeal a piece of legislation and then say, oh, but you're for covering people with pre-existing conditions, or you're for the Medicaid expansion. You know, this is playing politics. And the question now is about what will take place now and how are we going to fix it. That's what West Virginians really want to know. That's what West Virginians want to know about this election. It is here. How are we going to make sure that it works the best that it can for West Virginians? Are the 800,000 people with pre-existing conditions going to get to keep their health insurance? That's the question now at hand. She has said, no, they cannot, and I say I will not repeal it.
At the risk of being rude, and I've known you a long time, you're just not going to answer that question.
I've answered it every which way that I can answer it, Hoppy, because this is about what's taking place in